Right, let's have some fun now, because it's really difficult to describe those feelings of impact and through, and how you clear and get out of the way. Do you put your elbow in? When do you release it? All sorts of things. But guess what? We've probably been doing it all our lives. Especially as a kid, we went down to the pond, we found a flat stone, and with our mates, we skimmed stones. And you just watch the similarities between skimming stones for fun and your golf action through impact. So here's the rules. I put a towel down 3 yards from me, 3 paces from me, because the goal is, when I used to say to the kids, hit the towel, they went like this. And I went, okay, we're back to the drawing board. So what we've got to do as we were skimming stones, we were down low, we were trying to send the stone along the water as many times as possible. So we do the same thing. We want it to bounce there, but we want the golf ball to go as low as possible. So look at that. I'm not thinking of anything. There's my wind up, there's my release, and I'm sending it low. And look at that for my extension. I cannot think of anything better to describe. There's your wind up, there's your transition without thinking about it. Your concentration is going that way. There's your target, low and skim. Look at that, like so. And just for even more fun, I'm going to see what athletes we've got here.
So the reason why we like this drill so much is that this is a motor pattern that we developed probably when we were very young. And it's much easier to recall an old pattern than it is to learn a new one. So I'm actually recalling an old pattern, and I'm going to learn how to incorporate this pattern into my golf swing, as long as I'm doing it in this environment. And Shell has said that in the past. The brain doesn't know the difference between practice and real. So by doing this drill like this, I'm actually recalling these old patterns. So what we do is we're going to load up, get nice and low, and skim the stone. Oh, that's definitely bounced.
No.
So load
Careful.
and skim.
Gosh, I'm going to put some more weight behind the next one.
Okay, so a really cool drill, because if I did it wrong, if I just use my upper body like Nick showed, we get here and we throw, and the stone's going to go straight down into the ground. It's not going to skim. So I want to stay behind it, get my low body to clear it out the way, tuck my right elbow, and skim the stone.
Yeah. And for even more fun, with a gammy knee, the great Schellenhager will now attempt the same exercise.
And before that, I have a thought.
Oh no.
Yep. The question is, why do we practice at all? I mean, we have to ask that question, right? And what is practice, and how do you do it? Well, we go from a principle. This is a principle. It's called gravitation. It works whether I believe it or not, and that is what we are trying to do for you here. We are trying to do something. You don't have to believe this, because what you're actually doing is using the principle, everything is created twice. What does that mean? If you have done the skimming the stones, it creates what? An emotion experience. The more emotion experience you have with that, the more you can repeat it. And the brains love what is known. It hates the unknown. So the more you can have and gain a skimming stone thing.
Don't hurt yourself.
That was 23 times at least. The more you gain, when you have done it, close your eyes and just sense the feeling, and then you repeat it over and over again, and there you are. You get the part to wholeness to yourself, and that is what you bring to the golf course.
I'm going to now try that.
Amen. Oh, sorry.
I have never tried skimming stones with my eyes closed. So it's always got something new. So shut your eyes and look at the towel. It's in your mind. Fire and release. Look at the towel. It's in your mind. I'll just stay here. You lot go and have a cup of tea. I'll stay here and skim stones.